surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that
Surprised me the most that I truly needed to rehash it, since I said, is this genuine right, was that in 2016 you and Will concluded that you planned to carry on with totally different lives. It was anything but a separation on paper, yet it was a separation Hollywood's occupant busybody, Jada Pinkett Smith, is grinding away once more. And this time she has people talking with her most recent meeting tricks. In a stunning spot of occasions, Jada appears to have taken her skill for humiliating her significant other, Will Smith, to an unheard-of level. The meeting, which has the talk factory staying at work longer than required, will undoubtedly have everybody discussing what she spilled this time, the privileged insights of Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith's marriage are pouring out like a Hollywood blockbuster, the couple that appeared to be essentially unshakable since they said I do in 1997, has truly been carrying on with discreet lives throughout the previous 7 years. Jada dropped the sensation in an open visit with individuals. She chose to spill considerably more beans in a meeting with NBC News. On the Today Show, Jada admitted that by 2016, the Smiths were outright worn out on attempting to make it work. She even said that they were both caught in their own dreamlands, dreaming about who they thought the other ought to be. Hollywood's once-influenced couple is in a genuine dramatization that has got all of us panting. The dramatization continues to come in the Jada Pink Smith and Will Smith adventure. In a sensation interview with Hoda KB, Jada spilled every one of the fiery subtleties, uncovering that she's contrasted their detachment with a separation in her impending book. In spite of the shortfall of any authority desk work, Jada vehemently expressed it was anything but a separation on paper, yet it was a separation. And that is not all. Jada owned up to her 2020 undertaking with August Alsina and admitted that she once viewed as a lawful separation. Yet here's the kicker: she was unable to proceed with it, since she made a guarantee to won't that she could ever give him a justification behind separate. From I made a commitment that there won't ever be a justification behind us to get a separation, she spilled. Hoda, not one to think twice of further inquiring as to whether they actually live independently. And Jada affirmed it with a basic, we live independently. The Smiths' relationship exciting ride proceeds, and we can't resist the urge to think about what straightaway, if to get uncovered, denied the tattle about their marriage. This meeting on Bravo Watch Happens Live with Andy Cohen was taped a year after Will and Jada isolated. How long have you folks been together? 23 years. Wow. That is astounding. How would you keep it hot? How would I keep it hot? You know of. Perhaps I don't realize I mean. I'm perplexed truly. Directly over the course of the following quite a long while, Jada and Will kept up the presence of a serious several. They even confronted an outrage when Jada had what she called a snare with a family companion in a private visit with individuals. Jada uncovered that the couple had been carrying on with discreet resides in any event. During the scandalous Oscars slap occurrence in 2022, where Will charged the stage angrily over a kid about her bare haircut, she spilled the tea, saying that no substantial choices have been made about the fate of their Hollywood sentiment, conceiving they're still during the time spent sorting it out. We've been performing some truly weighty responsibility. Cooperate, Jada admitted, underlining their profound love for one another. She couldn't resist the opportunity to laud her posterity, Jade and Willow, and three-pointer for being the mainstays of help during this rough relationship stage. My youngsters, their little masters, she spouted, making sense of that they've shown her the craft of self-acknowledgement, the manner in which they love her and their father. It resembles a ceaseless cascade of unrestricted love. Well, Hollywood's trick of the trade is out in the open, and it has the tattle plant turning quicker than at any other time. Will and Jada Pinkett Smith's division is sending shockwaves through Hollywood, particularly thinking about how they've unyieldingly denied any breaks in their marriage and kept up with the exterior of a completely flawless couple. The stunner comes closely following Will's notorious slap heard all over the planet at the 94th Foundation Grants, where he freaked out after a kid about Jada's uncovered head, Chris Rock's quip about her G. Jane's look. Because of her apia, obviously hit a nerve. The new ruler himself raged the Oscar stage, slapping the comic and afterward, proceeding to win the Best Entertainer grant for his job in Lord Richard. In a sad and meandering, aimlessly acknowledgement discourse, he accused everything on adoration. Yet inquisitively, there was no expression of remorse for the stunning attack, while the world watched in shock as Will Smith slapped Chris Rock in front of an audience at the 2022 Oscars. Jada Pinkett Smith was similarly amazed, yet for an alternate explanation in a meeting about her forthcoming book. Commendable Jada admitted, "I thought this is a production, it's absolutely impossible that will hit him," she wondered, thinking it was all important for the showbiz showy behaviors. It was only after Will advanced back to a seat that reality sank in. This was serious stuff. The slap heard all over the planet happened after Chris Rock made a quip about Jada's althea, a condition that prompts balding. Will would later win the Best Entertainer grant, yet the inquiry, all the rage, is did he truly think slapping Rock merited the gold with the Smiths? It appears as though debate is never excessively far away. The situation starts to get interesting as we plunge into Jada Pinkett Smith's 2020 sensation disclosure that sent shockwaves through Hollywood in a stunning tell-all on her Facebook show Red Casual Conversation. She dropped reality bomb that she took part in an extramarital entanglements with her AM vocalist August Alsina, who was a simple 31 at the time. The issue had been blending for quite a long time, she admitted. However, she kept up with that. She and Will were in a troublesome time and had fundamentally separated when everything started. Jay's special twist on the circumstance marked the years-long undertaking as an ensnarement, a term that has now carved itself into mainstream society history. In any event, highlighting an August track Shake the World, the disclosure was a stunner, particularly since the two entertainers had at first denied August's cases that Will had given his approval for the issue, making this Hollywood show something to really remember. The dramatization doesn't end there. In 2020, Jada's union with Will turned into all the rage, particularly after she hauled him onto her talk show Red Casual Conversation to examine the entrapment she had with a lot more youthful man 4 years earlier. You feel like it ain't actually no one business, definitely, except for now dark Twitter has guaranteed it as their business. Yet you realize, I think you really want to say plainly what occurred, to the extent that what you and I concluded we planned to take our space. And what happened? A trap, yes, a relationship, yes, it was a relationship. Now in the process, Mum and you and I were additionally going through a course of recuperating in an entirely different way. I would saying we did. And everything began with you realize me needing to help his well-being, his psychological state. See you for me. That was the thing when I went when OG originally came around. He was truly wiped out, debilitated. He was extremely debilitated, no doubt, and the overflow for him from our family was at first about his well-being, better believe it. And I mean, we found too, and from that point, better believe it. And we concluded I was finished with your butt, better believe it. You kicked me, finished with you, better believe it. Jada Pinkett Smith has consistently had a talent for mixing the pot, and her most recent disclosure about her dull history as a street pharmacist and her cozy relationship with the unbelievable Tupac Shakur is no exemption. Jada explained that her association with Will Smith was ever heartfelt, but instead based on kinship, backing, and versatility. Anyway, the gossip plant continues agitating, declining to accept it's that basic. The development of a letter from Willow Smith to Tupac, where she implores him to return and fulfill her mother. Jada just stokes the fire with difficult situations in heaven for Jada. And Will, this letter has people talking, pondering the profundity of their relationship. As though that is insufficient, even a genuine Instagram accolade from Will to Jada on her 52nd birthday couldn't get away from the shadow of the trap dramatization with August Alsina with the remark segment crippled fans, actually figured out how to remind the couple that they haven't disregarded that ensnarement, the circle of drama that continues to give Jada Pinkett Smith August Alsina and Will Smith have been illuminating titles for 3 long show-filled years. Everything began when the I Love This vocalist let the cat out of the bag during a meeting, admitting to a close connection with. In all honesty, the star of the lattice there, Aled, sent Shaka through Hollywood and set the tattle plant ablaze. Jada herself couldn't get away from the intensity, and she chose to handle the tales head-on during an episode of her Emmy-winning syndicated program, Red Casual Conversation. Yet what's significantly more captivating is her affirmation that she and Will were, without a doubt, isolated during her contribution with Alsina, beholding back to their supposed split in 2015. Virtual entertainment clients couldn't get enough of this enticing adoration adventure, and